What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, my friends. Welcome back. For those of you who are new, my name is Jonathan, and in today's video we're going to be talking about, are you going through the dark nights of the soul? What is dark nights of the soul? Why is it happening? And how are you able to speed up the healing process? Let's get started. So what is the dark nights of the soul? Some would say that it's having a spiritual crisis. Others would say it's basically looking at your shadow side. Others would say that it's literally beginning to shed light on the deepest, darkest parts of yourself. And why is it happening? Certain individuals, including myself, I went through this. Certain individuals will have these life-changing events, but nothing is going to happen. They're not going to be able to see really why these major changes are happening, therefore sparking their spiritual awakening. And it's just an example with me. I literally went down a 5-year downward spiral where God literally began to eliminate everything that no longer served me, everything that led me down the wrong path. But I wasn't awake enough to actually see that, okay, this was all happening for me. I was still in that victim mentality. I was still seeing things as though it was happening, you know, against me. The universe was out to get me. God was out to get me. You know what I mean? It was just one painful experience after another. And what ends up happening after a certain while, you start to dip into a certain level of depression. And the reason why this is occurring, okay, it's real simple, is your heart space, no matter if it's a positive emotion or a negative emotion, only has a certain capacity before it starts to overflow. And be honest with yourself, even if right now you're struggling with depression or you're feeling sad, if you were to go see a comedy show, most likely after 15-20 minutes you'd be able to start laughing, you'd be able to start enjoying yourself. You see, therefore, those positive emotions that you're feeling, you're still able to release them. But when it comes to the painful emotions, it's much harder to actually begin to release these. And what ends up happening after a certain while, your heart overflows. Literally, there's too many painful experiences inside your heart space, and then it starts to affect your mental health. Instead of being positive, you're starting to become negative. You're starting to see darkness. You're starting to become pessimistic. And then after a certain while, these thoughts, okay, this mindset is going to start to manifest itself inside of your body. And that's why you're all of a sudden, you're going to start feeling, oh my God, my muscles are aching all the time. All of a sudden, oh, I've got this back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain. It's going to start to manifest itself physically. And for those of you who are going through the dark nights of the soul right now, be honest with yourself and ask yourself, are you ready, willing, and able to now allow yourself to physically purge these dark shadow aspects of yourself right now? Or is there still some resistance? Because if right now, if there's still some resistance, I'm going to be giving you a tip on how you're able to start releasing that resistance. Therefore, you're going to be able to eventually start to release this emotion. You're going to be able to physically purge this out. And here's exactly what I did. It's because, think about it, when you start seeing these dark aspects of yourself, it's hard not to automatically stay in that victim mentality. And I'll give you an example. With me, I started to see, okay, I was always very passive aggressive. You see, what I ended up doing is I would always keep emotions inside. I wouldn't express myself, but then all of a sudden I would just explode. You know what I mean? I would just let all this anger out, but it was something that I would only do with my loved ones. I would never do this with strangers or acquaintances or, let's say, co-workers or classmates. It was only, let's say, with family members and girlfriends and, like close friends, that I would express this anger. And what I am doing is I just basically wrote down, you can either write this down, do it on your computer, or else just do a video like this. But you know what I mean? You're not going to be sharing this with anyone. It's just, you want to start to get it out. You want to start to get these emotions out. Even if they're negative, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Even if it's still, you still have that victim mentality, it's important to start getting it out, because that's what's going to allow you to once and for all let go of that resistance and begin to heal. And what I'm doing is just on my computer, I just wrote, why am I so passive aggressive? And then I just started going from one situation to another. And naturally, what's going to end up happening is you're going to start looking back more as far as the recent past couple of years as an example. And I'd be like, okay, oh, I had this relationship that didn't work out. Okay, I got fired here. Okay, you know what I mean? I ended up tearing my ankle, being off of work for like a year and a half. All these different things are going to come forth. And at first, it is going to be, you're going to have that victim mentality. But what you're going to notice is keep going back when you're doing this drill. Keep going back. And I'm not talking the little things, I'm talking the major life changes here. Therefore, you don't need a million different things. You know, could be like 15, 20 different events. What you're going to do is you keep going back, keep going back, keep going back. And all of a sudden, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to get to the core. All of a sudden, you're going to be able to figure out, okay, this is exactly where it all started. And as an example with me, it was just something really innocent. Let's just say I was asking my parents for something. And think about it. For those of you who have children, especially with kids 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, as an example, they keep pushing. You know what I mean? Dad, come check this out. Dad, come over here. Come look at this. Come play with me. Come do this. But we're busy. So at first, like, no, son, I can't because I'm doing this. No, son, I told you I can't because I'm doing this. And all of a sudden, the parent isn't being angry. It's just they're going to raise their voice a little bit. But the way the son, as far as me, the way that I perceived, I was like, whoa, that brought forth a lot of fear. Therefore, right away, I associated, whoa, speaking my truth, expressing my wants and my needs with fear. You see what I mean? And especially when this happens at such a young age, this starts to become a mindset from a very young age. Whoa, I better watch how I express myself because I don't want someone to lash out at me like this. I don't want to have all this fear instilled inside of me. So then what you end up doing is now that once you figured out at the core, how high, when did this officially start? Why did you end up having that characteristic, that mindset, that certain reaction? Now you're able to go back. And what's incredible about this is you're not just going to be healing. As an example, why am I so passive aggressive? No, what's going to end up happening is now you're going to be able to start going to each situation and you're going to be able to start getting out of that victim mentality because you're going to realize, okay, my emotional well-being was this and my thoughts was that. I wasn't expressing my wants and my needs. I was assuming that these people already knew exactly what I wanted and what I needed, but it was the opposite that happened. That's what I'm saying is you're literally going to start to go from situation to situation. You're going to start to understand things at a much deeper level. And I'm telling you this, you're going to begin to heal so many different situations and you're going to learn very valuable life lessons. And as you do this, as you go back to present time, you're going to be now letting go of that resistance. And what's really important during the dark nights of the soul is to be extremely gentle and kind with yourself and caring. Okay, don't push yourself. You want to get through this as fast as possible, but don't push yourself. Okay, everything is gonna come in divine timing. Okay, but as you go back to the present time, at a certain point, it's gonna happen. At a certain point, you're gonna gain that courage that's needed to revisit certain situations and now let go of that pain. Now allow yourself to have a good cry and now finally purge this out. And once you do, what's incredible is once you get rid of a negative emotion, a positive emotion such as love is 100 times more powerful. Therefore, it's instantaneously going to raise up your vibrations. I can tell you this from my own personal experience. Each time that I physically allow myself to purge something, each time I allow myself to cry without any resistance, just be in the moment, just feel the pain, but allow it to come out. I'm telling you this, later on in the day, I have always had an unexpected blessing. I've always had something, whether it's going out for supper with my friends, going out for drinks with my friends, you know what I mean? Doing something with someone that's gonna uplift you. And then at nighttime, it's like 11 o'clock, midnight, and I'm telling you this, I'm vibing so high, even though I'm tired, I'm not even able to fall asleep. And then you're gonna start seeing that. Once you've healed the first dark aspect of yourself that comes forth, once you've healed it the first time, you're gonna start to see, okay, you know what? I am strong enough to do this. I have enough courage to do this. You're gonna start to feel encouraged because now you're gonna have felt that love that you felt after you've been able to heal this, and you're going to be now letting go of any resistance, and you're going to be speeding up the process as far as the healing process, and that's what's going to get you out of that dark nights of the soul. That's what's going to get you to start thriving in life more. That, and eventually that is exactly how you're going to start becoming more healthy mentally, and then you're going to become more healthy emotionally. And then what's going to happen at the end is your body, these pains, these aches and pains are going to start to eliminate themselves as you continue to do this inner healing. And once you've ended up healed this at a certain level. Now you're gonna let go. As far as myself, you know what I mean, associating expressing my emotions or expressing my wants and expressing my needs with fear, I'm going to disassociate fear from that. Whereas now, as an example, in relationships, I have here, I have enough self-love, enough self-worth, and enough respect to say, here's what I'll tolerate and here's what I won't tolerate. Here are my wants, here are my needs, here are my expectations. But then it's the same thing. I'll ask that of my partner. What are your wants? And then she'll tell me exactly what her wants and her needs are. And you're going to see this right now. If you're in a relationship where you're not able to speak this way, you know what I mean? You're not able to clearly put this out. Here's exactly what I'm expecting and here's what I'm offering. Because of fear of judgment, it might be that you're not with the right person at that moment. Or else you have some sort of shame of, you know what I mean? If you have this fear of being judged as far as, okay, here's the way that I want you to express love to me. Here is my needs. Here's what I'm willing to tolerate and here's what I'm not willing to tolerate. And you're going to see that when you're going to find the right person, whether it's a she or he, you're going to be able to express yourself fully. You're going to be able to really let everything out without any type of fear of judgment, especially when you're intimate with your partner. You'll be able to tell her, you'll be able to tell him, here's exactly how I want you to pleasure me. You're not going to feel any type of guilt or shame as far as what it is that you're asking for. And at a certain point, what's going to happen? You're going to now get yourself out of that dark nights of the soul. And then now you're going to start to thrive even more. Because think about this. For those of you who've gone through the dark nights of the soul, instead of having gone through one life-changing event, and then having your awakening, and then now over the next year, the next 2 years, you're going to be having things drop out of your life. You're going to be having things being removed out of your life. Think about it. They've already been removed. And I'll admit this, okay? There is going to be this static negative energy for a certain amount of period. It all depends with how dark of a place you went. It all depends with, how, let's say, the past 10 years have been in your life. Like if you've been down a downward spiral where it's just one situation after another, it might take longer as far as getting rid of that negative energy, that static negative energy. But what's going to happen at a certain point, you're literally going to slingshot yourself. You're literally going to see that, let's say for like a year and a half, nothing is going to happen. And you're going to be wondering, how and when am I ever going to manifest these things? But what you're going to see, at a certain point, you're going to have a 2-3 month time span where it's like, paf, let's say a new career, or you're going to start a new business. You're going to start to meet your soul tribe. You're going to have these unexpected blessings come forth. You're going to have these incredible experiences, and you're going to completely transform your life. So if right now you're going through this, be gentle with yourself, okay? Be really caring with yourself. Be patient. If you still have loved ones that you're communicating with, if you still have loved ones around yourself, open up to them, about what you're experiencing and how you want to move forward. And not only that, be willing and able and have the courage to allow this pain out. I'm telling you this, guys, from being the person that kept everything in my entire life to now, no longer. Now, each and every single day, it doesn't matter if it's a positive emotion or a negative emotion, I am always releasing it, especially for you empaths out there. I go, that is the trick. You take in an emotion, you're like, oh, is that mine or not? And that's what's going to happen is, as you continue to raise up your vibrations, you're going to become like more sensitive. You're going to become more aware of your emotions. Your emotional IQ is going to go through the roof, and you're really going to be able to differentiate, is that my emotion or is that someone else's? And you're going to be able to let it go that much quicker. And by doing so, I'm telling you this, your natural state, as far as your emotional state of being in your heart, is to live out of love, joy, and happiness. And that's what you're going to maintain for the majority of the time. And I can tell you that I can't even remember the last time I felt sad. I can't even remember the last time I really got angry or I really had a bad day. Things have changed for me like you wouldn't believe. Like, I'm telling you this, my family don't recognize me not one bit. I became a new person. I finally discovered who I am, and you're going to discover who you are. And you're going to see if you're going through the dark nights of the soul, it's not by accident. God has a plan for you. It's just like if you're going through your spiritual awakening right now, you're not just meant to have an awakening for your own personal benefits. No, you're going to serve in a certain way. You're going to be creating something for others. And then you're going to end up seeing, once you can get this inside of your head, once you can have this thought, instead of, oh, I'm trying to manifest these, and then, okay, this is the only way I can bring it forth, trying to justify why you should receive these. And now instead, you move forward from your heart space. You use that guidance from your angels as far as how you move forward. And now when wonderful gifts, wonderful unexpected blessings, and wonderful miracles come through, you see them as rewards, because that's exactly what it is. Okay, God told each and every single one of us before our birth that it was our birthright to have abundance on all levels. But it's going to be given to those who choose to move forward and follow their heart. If you're going through the dark nights of the soul currently, you're having to deal with some very difficult situation. You're having difficulty understanding certain painful life experiences currently. Comment that down below. What are you currently experiencing? What blockages are you having? And if in any shape or form you feel ashamed to use your right now the name that you have, create yourself another Google account and just come on here anonymously and leave in the comment. Right now I'm struggling with this certain painful situation. I'm not able to see the light. I'm not able to begin to do the healing process. And I might be able to help you out. I might be able to allow you to see it from a different perspective. Because if there's anything that I've learned as far as the spiritual awakening process, and especially the healing process, is once you're able to begin to heal this, once you're able to allow that pain out and you're able to get out of that victim mentality, I'm telling you this, it completely shifts the focus you have as far as certain situations. You're able to literally see it from a completely different perspective. And when you're able to see a situation from a neutral point of view, I'm telling you this, the situation completely changes. So don't be afraid. Open up, guys. I'm here for you guys. Open up down in the comments below, and I'll get this video out as quickly as possible. Because right now, the collective, that's exactly what's happening right now. All the current world events is now created the dark nights of the soul for everyone. Everyone who's having a spiritual awakening right now is having to go through the dark nights of the soul. And it's just like right now, we're in the divine masculine energy. But now we're shifting into the divine feminine energy, because that is the energy. That's the loving, caring, nurturing, unconditionally loving mother energy that's going to come forth, that's going to allow individuals to tap into their emotions and begin to heal. And by healing, you're going to begin to discover who you are, and then you're going to begin to align yourself on your life path. And you're going to see, once you start to follow your heart as far as moving forward, once you forget, you stop even thinking about money. Who cares? Stop thinking about money. Start following your passion. Start following your heart. Use that guidance, that connection you have with your higher self, that connection you have with your spiritual team. Start acting upon that. Release any fear of being judged by others. Allow your authentic self to come out. Be as creative as you want to be in your ideas. It doesn't matter how out there they are. If they're right now, if you feel as if your idea is so out there, you know what? You're just a little bit ahead of your time. You're preparing yourself for greatness. That is exactly what is going to happen. Because right now, there's a mass awakening that's going on. There's a lot of new opportunities that are coming forth. There's a lot of new business opportunities that are coming forth that no one has created yet, but you're going to be the first to create it if you continue to follow your heart and use your intuition. Use that intuition. You see the signs, follow that yellow brick road. And I'm telling you this, you're going to be thriving. You're going to be receiving exactly what you need when you need it. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, you're going to get slingshot through life, and you're going to see that you're going to expand so much over a short period of time. You're going to attract so much abundance. You're going to be aligning yourself up with exactly what you're meant to do here on earth. Well, that's going to do it for the video, you guys. Another beautiful day. It's still a little bit cold. I can't wait till it warms up a bit up here in Canada. Okay, you guys have an incredible day. Get yourself outside. Go out in nature. Catch some vitamin D. You have a wonderful day. I love you guys. Namaste.